Hello, welcome back to a very special episode of the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Star, and we didn't even shove Olesh in the fridge last time. He thinks it's broken, but it's no, we're just combat soon. And, no, we're just saving on the energy bill. It's important.
I'm pretty sure your compressor's busted.
I don't even know what that does in a freezer. I mean, I guess it compresses the air and makes that cold, but then... Look, whatever. I shoot things. I don't do engineering around here. And speaking of things that we don't do around here, do you know that Olesh refuses to wear party hats because he's self-conscious that it makes him look like an upside-down snow cone?
Blue raspberry is my favorite flavor.
And there they are. Alright. So, we didn't get a lot of time between blue missions, and it was in fact right at the star that I just left to try to hedge my bets about where they would be. However, the other two are in range of our prognosticars, so we get 15 days instead of 10, 12? I think it's 12. To get there. We also have, like, the information that tells us what we can expect there. But, I'm going here, because it's not guarded by a prognosticar. It also has another interceptor. That'll make 3, which will set me for a long time. And then the most important stratagem has researched.
It's really good.
So good that they post-launched nerfed it. And it's still the best.
I think it's the only stratagem that they actually nerfed.
I believe so too, yes. That frees us up to research advanced seed access, which is going to help us in gathering more seeds, which we're going to need for future research. Oh, checking over there that the research rate, negative 50%, is additive and subtractive rather than multiplicative. Yeah. So Vakir being hexed isn't 50% overall loss, it's a 50% modifier loss. Which is why I will agitate Vakir at basically every opportunity at the expense of all the other options. So this is an easy, glorious deed. I think I'm going to go for, and yeah. No help there.
Minion.
Yeah. Service goes. Still really trying to fish that war gear category.
I mean, there is something to be said for taking even bad war gear that you don't particularly want. Less so important at, lower tiers. But there's a really finite number of war gear pieces. So if you make a habit of buying them, you will eventually get what you want.
Yeah. I suppose... Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking the same way as you were at the start of that. Yeah. That by taking what I don't want out of the pool, I'm more likely to come across what I do want.
Yeah.
I'll end this.
So the glorious deed is 8 melee kills. So here's our team. It's team melee.
2 Justicars.
Yeah. Because I didn't have... Well, the interceptor Storm is injured, so I didn't want to take him. Which means, do you remember the unique thing about Bhask?
No.
Okay, it's going to come up mid-mission, it's going to be hilarious. It's the only thing I remember from recording this.
Who the fuck is Bhask? Like, the bounty hunter from Star Wars?
Oh, no, I just mean the Space Marine. He's not a reference to anything. No, he's our level 2, I think, interceptor that we recruited the time or two previous and haven't used yet.
Planet classification.
Oh, I do, in fact, know what the unique thing about him is.
Excised. Scans suggest a mass orbital bombardment has occurred.
Even in the broken husk of Exterminatus, our enemy has a cruel wit indeed.
This hasn't been Exterminatus.
With fire and vengeance.
Yeah, I thought, isn't this entirely too much, structure still standing to be an Exterminatus?
Part of Exterminatus is eliminating everything on the planet, 3 or 4 different ways, including setting the atmosphere on fire and seeding it with, everything, viruses that eat everything. So, yeah,
Wait, was it-
there is too much intelligence to be exterminatus.
Am I thinking of the wrong setting or something? But wasn't... I feel like Exterminasa also might have involved a torpedo into the sun to explode the entire goddamn star system?
That's Star Wars.
Is it? I
Yeah.
thought they just had a Death Star for that.
Well, they did, but in the Star Wars Legends, what used to be called the Extended Universe, there was one book about, like, a super weapon that fired torpedoes to explode suns.
Oh, okay. No, I feel like... That doesn't seem right.
Are you
was
perhaps thinking of Outer Wilds, where a sun explodes?
No, that... we know why that one explodes.
Yeah, but they tried to fire a torpedo into it.
Well, they tried to do science to it, yeah. I don't remember. No, am I thinking of, like, XCOM Interceptor?
Yeah, I think you're actually thinking about Interceptor.
Jesus Christ. I am
Fake,
really...
no one should have to suffer.
Thank you, Guava, for suffering so that we don't have to. I really expected to see or sense a pod by now into this building. Usually I get about 1 turn's full movement, and I would at least detect a pod by the 2nd turn's full movement. The fact I haven't now is really strange to me. 2 turns of full movement and no sign of contact is unusual.
But you do. It's right there. Or is that the bloom spawn?
That's
No,
the bloom
it's
spawn, so I knew the objective was there. I figured there was going to be a patrol.
A objective. You've got 2.
Yes, this planet has extra bloom, so there are 2 of them this time around. Really wish I paid more attention to the maps, because there is only a certain number of maps, and I wonder if they get more Nurgle gooey bits around the map depending on the bloom level, or if you only see maps during certain bloom ranges. Because there's just a lot of Nurgle goo around this area.
It's only 2 of 5. It's not even that much Nurgle goo. It's just a couple of the, like, weird eyeballs and some pustules in the openings.
I don't really want to see much more Nurgle goo than this.
That's gonna reveal, isn't it? I think you're questioning that as well.
We've done too many LPs together, stop that.
False Emperor! Secure in position! Into the shadows. These heretics will suffer the ultimate punishment.
So here is a new type of Plague Marine. I guess it's just straight called a Plague Marine. It's just a Chaos Warrior with a, I guess, Nurgle Flamethrower equivalent.
Yeah, he stole it from Brotherhood of Nod.
Command and Conquer?
Yeah, Chem Sprayer.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, they are the same, just different weapon.
I don't
Although this
remember
one
them
comes...
having disgustingly resilient.
Oh, you don't remember that?
Yeah.
No, all Chaos Marines have that. If they want to spend an AP, they can heal for 3. That guy had a mutation, so it was healing for 5.
Yeah.
So these are our Bloom Spawn for today, and they are not a dude surrounded by 4 eyeballs doing a ritual. So they're a little different. One big thing about them is that they are range 14 artillery that fire armor-piercing and status-afflicting globs of Nurgle juice, and they're terrible. Because range 14 and cares about no cover because it's an artillery shot. Essentially equivalent... Essentially equals unavoidable damage. There is a way to avoid it, which is a little tricky. Oh, this. I had it. Hold on, right? No, yes, there. I'm thinking about it. I should have. So, Crushing Charge is great and hilarious and just a fun thing to use. But now I can't find where it was before. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it does knockback. So,
Just trying to find that magic pixel.
I had it because you saw his armor, his point of armor turn red, meaning he was going to take 1 damage to armor. And then I couldn't find it anymore. And I had like just the right perfect billiards angle to just knock that guy into the abyss, and I lost it. But I am going to charge this guy, and I want to try to figure out how to angle it to knock him into the best angle for me. The idea was to try to push him top right from this angle towards the apothecary and the other marine. Is that my interceptor back there? Yeah. So.
Here.
Yeah. So here comes the internal math part of how I play.
Standing ready.
I have all these people here. This guy's only got 4 stun and about 14.
I am here to serve.
Maybe health. And I'm trying to think, how do I make this work and still have AP left over to just not be in the open, just kind of eat it from either plant artillery or the other 2 marines.
Your end is near.
But a crit to get a blue seed, all was welcomed.
Another foul seed claimed.
And now I'm realizing, hold on. He's only got 2 stunometer left. And about 9 health. I can figure out how to make this work.
At your service. Moving out.
The interesting thing is I actually need to do less damage to this guy.
For the Emperor. The enemy is wounded.
So I could have probably killed him in 2 here. And instead I'm taking 3 to get an execute. So from the point where my mind was made up, it was 2 to kill, or a net benefit of +1, so -2 versus +1, so...
Feel the weight of my sword.
Executes. Real fun. Now I have to figure what to do with the rest. I had hoped for enough to close in onto the other guy, but it was slightly too far.
Yes.
And I have these reinforcements behind me, so maybe putting a interceptor with a bunch of swords right next to them as they come through the portal would be a good plan. So sadly, I was just a little bit short in everything that I wanted to do. But I still got rid of the Plague Sprayer. I got the seed harvested out of him. And I've got... I feel like a pretty good position on this. Oh, yeah. Hey, I forgot. Hey, you know what happens when you have 2 Justicars?
You can wave the flag at each other.
Yeah. Which, by the way, it comes out AP positive. As long as you have enough willpower, you could just keep doing that back and forth. Although you can only do it, I think, once a turn. Which is probably really smart in retrospect. Now that I think about it, just the cards waving the flag at each other endlessly would be really real problematic on 1 turn.
Well, it is expensive in terms of willpower.
Yes.
Another falls to the Knights of Titan.
Alright, so now this turn's looking a lot better. 2 out of the 3 are dead. I just have to be worried about this thing.
I don't know that there's really a whole lot you can do other than just don't be near each other.
Yeah, that's the only option I really have. It's just kind of spread out.
I'm with you.
great Overwatch there, Plague Marine.
At some point, they really should have made Overwatch's cones instead of planes.
I get why they make them planes. Just because visually it's a lot cleaner.
Right. So I was thinking about that, because that is a lot of dense targets for that psychic ability. However, to get any value out of all of those bleeds, we'd have to leave them alive for a turn or two, and that seems like a real bad plan. Especially when there's this thing over here we can just shoot to detonate them.
Yes, Commander.
But we need to get Bhask out of there first.
I feel like you could scoot. Melee and scoot for, 1 or 2 AP.
Here to serve.
Well, kind of like why I don't dodge in Blood Bowl. He's in tackle zones. If he tries to walk away from those things, he's gonna get hit.
Standing ready.
Just the tiny Overwatch trapezoid of shame.
Just making sure we don't harvest that bloom seed in the pod in front of him.
Face me!
Oh, crits are real good. Now I don't have to worry about his bolt gun.
Here.
Even if he survives the turn, he's gonna... Because enemies don't like to repeat actions. That really does reduce his damage substantially, even if you start in melee.
I am here to serve.
Yeah, he can only attack once per option, so he's just gonna knife me for 2, best case scenario. 50% chance he knifes me and I parry, and nothing.
For the Imperium! Bhask! My blade is yours. Seek and destroy, brother!
Do need to get away from the bloater.
Yes, Commander.
So normally Bhask would have been able to avoid that situation by just teleporting out.
Indeed.
Powers protect us.
I took one step towards melee, and now I have a whole bunch of cultists.
Not a whole lot that you can really do other than
Here.
take cover.
The pain will set you free!
So, fun thing, despite the knockback on the apothecary, didn't actually injure him.
Well, no, he wasn't in the damage radius.
Yeah. I didn't expect the damage radius and knockback radius to be different entities, though.
And sure, but at the very least it communicated clearly this is the radius where you do damage.
Yes.
Can't entirely complain about that.
No.
Feel like him exploding was unconscionably delayed?
Right? Now, if I hadn't revealed that pack of cultists, this situation would be, like, cleaned up and easy. We go over here, we beat up this armless Chaos Marine, we punch the plant for a turn or two. Because the plant has, like, 38 HP, which is a lot at this point.
Shot! You will bleed.
Attack! Kill them all! They will not see me here. good spot.
Can't believe they took tentacles in the strength from you guys.
The gods favor you.
Right. That's Bhask, isn't it?
Yep, that's Bhask.
Again!
The one interceptor who was one level away from being able to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they know.
Yeah, I was not happy at this moment while I was recording. Oh yeah, by the way, here, just let's extra pin him in.
He doesn't actually have a safe place to move now.
So I'm caught between two things. Like, if it wasn't for that cultist pact, this would have been fine. We deal with the marine, we deal with the plant, then we go forward and deal with them. If I wanted to deal with the cultist pact, that would be fine. Whatever. If it wasn't for the plant, because I just don't want to keep getting, like, plant spit on me every turn. Getting random status effects and armor-piercing damage. I think I was calculating how to try to get an execute on this guy. Because
I don't think he has enough stun to make that. I mean, you can do it, but I don't know that it's valuable.
So actually, it might have been real easy had I realized something at the start of my turn.
What is your will?
But I'm gonna figure out a way here.
Wait, somebody using a stun weapon?
No.
Oh, okay.
There is something that, as I was recording this turn, had forgotten about that made a difference in the calculations. So I'm worried I'm gonna kill him because 3 attacks at 4 damage each.
Affirmative.
Also, that was a misplay. I should have just meleeed the plant with that move. Not a big
Yes,
deal.
Commander.
In post, I realized that it would have cost me nothing to also just sword the plant a little.
No. Is it that he has armor and thus more than 8 hit points?
No, it is that Boars has weakened it and is doing less damage per melee hit because of it.
Ah, yeah. That would make sense.
Thus, Boars is not as likely to kill him before the Chaos Marine runs out of stun. Or stability, whatever.
It's stun.
Well, stun is what happens to them. We are giving them the stun. They're not running out of stun.
You are doing stun damage.
I am.
Tooltips even refer to it as stun damage.
Right. But that's not what the Marine, like the Chaos have. Like, their bar is how much stun damage it takes. We're not, like, draining them of their stun. So, how do I solve this? He's already at half health because of the artillery plant and the plague status. And he is very heavily overwatched and suppressed. All of which, as you alluded, would be trivial to solve if he could teleport.
Well, 4 enemies that are definitely surviving until next turn. Seems
Yeah.
like a pretty good use of this. Even if one of them resisted it.
Yeah, unfortunate, but not actually a problem.
Your orders? The Aegis shield up.
So, Aegis and running away, not an option. That's weird. I think that was a space where that wasn't certain death.
Marcius.
It felt like there was a space where it was telling you that Overwatch wouldn't be triggered, but I don't think that should have been correct.
So he's in 2 Overwatches and a suppression. If he acts, he's absolutely getting hit by the heavy stubber.
Right.
I think there was a move where I was trying to find a pixel with the grenade where he's only going to get overwatched by one person because he doesn't have to step out of his cover, like there.
Yeah.
But if I move the cursor farther this way, you can see the origin of the throw point kind of shifts, and suddenly the cultist on the right also gets his overwatch, so it would trigger all three. And I'm not sure I picked that up while I was playing. So, barely survived that, but I killed 2 cultists. Problem about being under so much Overwatch handled. If those 2 that I hadn't just knocked off the cliff weren't like flanking his position, honestly, I probably could have just hunkered down in that one spot and just not triggered the Overwatch and the suppression fire. But with 7 health, he needed to get out of there.
Gratitude.
Trying to figure out how to get far enough away that you don't both get mortared.
Yep. The answer is actually go towards the plant. Much like artillery or mortars in other settings and games, the plant has a minimum range. The enemy info and tooltips and stuff do not tell you that. So it's another one of those kind of beginner lessons.
Strike forth, brother.
God, auto the chapter is so good.
It really is a great solution to just ending up a little bit short on your
ready.
turn. So now I can bring Bhask down here where he won't get spit on by the plant, and he's also way away from the cultists. So he's safe for now.
Fall.
Each of your people have a specific number of AP. Honor the chapter lets you take away one person's AP who may not be in a good position to do as much with it and give it to someone else for whom it's more immediately valuable. It is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
great.
not even a 1-for-1. Like, you have a net AP increase at the
Gods,
cost of
watch over
a
me.
decent chunk of willpower.
Die!
Right.
Die! Die!
So I didn't actually get as far away from the cultists as I thought I was. I thought, especially that one that's closest to us, should have gotten Plague from the Hazard Zone, because, wow, all of Nurgle's demons and stuff are immune to Plague. The cultists are just humans. I was kind of banking on that guy not running into the middle of the Hazard Zone to shoot us.
I mean, he
doesn't-
has a mutation, but no resistance.
But his mutation was drained, which is why
Yeah.
I lost willpower when he shot us.
Yeah.
At your
He
service.
doesn't have resistance, and he doesn't have immunities to it, too. So I am kind of confused why he didn't get plagued.
Crits on static emplacements like this, if they're not instant kills like on the other type of flowers, it's just more
My
damage.
blade is yours.
There's not really anything else you can do to them. We can't, like, disable them or anything.
I must rearm.
I think there is one plant that has a different option. When we start getting
I am here
armored
to
plants,
serve.
I think one of the crits against an armored plant is just to armor break it,
Yeah.
which is effectively more damage.
What is your will? Vengeance!
The wicked tools cannot stop you!
I must refocus, Commander.
So, that is a voice line telling me I am out of willpower, which is interesting, because I used a Force Strike to make sure I got the kill,
Yes,
but then I killed something, and the plant was not worth willpower.
Yeah.
Yes, Commander.
It's basically a structure. Even
Yeah.
if it does act like a character. Another thing that you just... Game's not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
What resists my will?
So I have spent a lot of willpower doing all these things, but I have survived the mess of activating the pod early and getting incredibly overwatched. People are back up to full health. The plant's down. The cultist pod is at half, well, maybe 2/3 strength.
Advancing!
It's not like you get a refund for bringing it home.
Yes. So remembering the knockback can be important on grenades, depending on like how you want people to fly.
I am his will.
Imagine you want people to fly off the edge.
Yeah.
This, more than anything else, is why frag grenades are such a good, solid basic option, and why stuff like the psychotropic grenades is like, yeah, there's a 50% chance you might take a shot at a friendly. Or, odds are pretty good, I can throw a frag grenade and straight up kill somebody by just chucking them off the edge.
Eat this.
The other part of that was to push the heavy stubber man farther away from my group. And the heavy cover of this fucking Nurgle boil or whatever it is means I didn't take any damage. So this guy will die at the end of his next turn, but that means
Standing ready.
he spends this, like, letting him die to bleed means he's still going to be suppressing me for one turn, and then he still gets to take his next turn's action. So that's not great. I would really like him dead this turn.
Well, the good news is all you really need to do is just do 1 damage.
Yes.
Hold strong. Keep your faith.
That shot was mostly a I'm out of range to do anything particularly productive, so it was more for the stun meter than anything else. Which then I curse the UI and that my apothecary is out of ammo. Because I really needed to move 2 and shoot 1.
What is your will? Moving out.
I see a solution to this, and I've actually forgotten what I did during the recording.
Wards activated. Your orders?
Am I just gonna let him suppress me?
The Aegis shield up.
I imagine that you're going to Aegis up and then take a pot shot on him.
A suppression does a lot of damage if you run through it.
Weapon rearmed.
Yeah, but your Aegis covers a good chunk of it. Take another 2 or 3 more.
No, I think what I should have done was wave the flag at the apothecary and run that one shot off to kill him. But I was so
don't know
far
that
away.
You had enough willpower for that.
The Justicar had 2. But he was so far away, he just did that and bled to death. But also, he got down. Oh, he's frozen.
Attack! Kill them all! Eat this!
So those guys were far enough away that they were no real threat, like a little bit of chip damage at best, and they shot people with Terminator armor, so I didn't actually take any health damage from it.
Huh. This is actually one of the most threatening warp surges. Because it can take a bad situation and pile in more enemies.
Yeah.
Good news is there is a finite number of reinforcements on any mission. This one, it's only 3 reinforcement pods.
Warp surges can add +1 to that number, but even then, you still know what the finite number is.
I mean, eventually you can get more units. Again, warp surge is sort of the anti-stall mechanic, but the infinite swarm of enemies is very, very slow overall.
Unleash me.
Although I've never seen anyone try and, just stall for 30 turns.
Ugh.
Standing ready.
I suppose when XP is actually based off of per kill, there could be a reason for doing it like that. But you would have to stall so long and just kind of hope for the right warp surges to bring you new enemies.
Bhask, no, what are you doing? You don't have teleport.
Force.
Yes, I remember that. I think you mentioned it in the previous video, but I am being very particular about who gets this kill because the apothecary is low on willpower. We just took a lot of damage. I want the apothecary to have willpower in case I need more healing.
Yeah. You can't always pull that off. Sometimes it's a worse idea to do that.
We have found them.
But when you can get away with it, managing your willpower is really important. Willpower is real good.
Advancing.
Now, having seen this reinforcement pod behind us, I'm very unafraid. It's 3
Securing position.
melee onlys and then that creature. And the only real damage is that the creature might psionic scourge at us for like 3 damage.
Yeah, I think they just have smite.
Smite. Well, I mean, yeah, I forgot what the ability is actually called. Like, I guess.
Well, because I'm pretty sure
is-
it's. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that scourge is our apothecary's bleed ability, and no, they don't do that to us.
Yeah.
We shall not pass.
No. The one of the advanced classes can get the same smite ability. Actually, substantially better. As a general rule, Jade doesn't actually use it because there are usually better options for your
Trained and
AP.
ready.
But it exists and it has value.
And it can have improved range and can ignore cover, so there's always value in being able to reach out and smite someone.
Yeah. Well, if I remember fully upgraded, its improved range is just any enemy that you can target.
It's been a while, I think so.
But it comes late enough that a 3 damage attack is
Mercy in
substantially
death.
less exciting, even if it does, go in infinite range.
Yeah.
What is your will? I am here to serve. I am here
But I like it for similar reasons to Wave Flag. It allows you to interface with the battlefield in ways or ranges that aren't normally possible.
Hey, remember the last mission where we made fun of that creature for doing a foul sacrament when the bloom bar was already all the way up?
Well, it's not all the way up this time.
Yeah.
My blade
Now it's actually going to matter.
What is your will?
I mean, it's going to have an effect. Whether or not it matters is
Okay.
very
okay,
much up
yeah.
for debate.
Face
Or
me.
doing 5 damage on a melee attack this early is just way too good.
Yeah, Great Destiny is
Standing ready.
a great passive skill.
Here. For the Emperor! I am the Emperor's fury. Yes, sir.
Alright, there's only one way to interrupt this grave sacrament. And pulling up the advanced targeting might have given away what that way is.
Yep, disabling the Vox staff, yeah.
Yeah. The solution to a lot of answers in Chaos Gate is precision targeting.
Yeah, let's get a lucky crit. Oh, through the window.
Staff just bounced itself out of there.
Just scrying.
So you can still do Smite, you're right, Smite, not Scourge. And there's not really anything I can do to stop him from doing Smite. And my Interceptor is out of AP in the open, so I have essentially committed to taking 3 damage.
Yeah, but the nice thing about it is, if you can't kill him, being out in the open doesn't really matter, because Smite doesn't care about that.
Right.
As ordered.
But what if I waved the flag at somebody?
I mean, it would be the last of Iolanthus' willpower.
It would be. And I think that was the decision I made, to preserve willpower at the cost of, like, 3 HP.
3 HP is a really, really small trade for 2 willpower. I mean, if you think about it from the apothecary's standpoint, how much do you heal from 2 willpower on the apothecary?
7 right now, I think.
Yeah.
Here.
And, too late for it to really matter. But now the preacher is stunned.
Well, you can restore AP to whoever specifically needs it.
It's the last thing to
Sorry.
Battle is ended.
You could have given willpower to whoever needs it.
Willpower, yes, that's true.
I mean, that's
Advancing.
2 for Bhask. Hammerhand is great.
Going around 4 striking things.
Yeah.
So this turned into a slog. As I got there, I got the bloom spawn, I got the reinforcement portal, I got the cultist pod, and then I got another reinforcement portal. So that was really taxing, taking like 4 things on at once, or at least concurrently.
Yeah, but you're still
Consecutively. Yeah. And yeah, we've recovered. Everybody's a little low in willpower. I think I'm out of grenades, but whatever.
Position.
People that like to keep a lot of things in mind might remember I haven't used my stratagems yet, and there was a reason for that.
Here.
And I think, if I remember right, the next bloom spawn's right up there, and when we get sight of it, I can explain. But the short of it is...
You haven't seen a giant robotic crab yet.
No, it's not that. So, I glazed over it real quick. But Gates of Infinity, being the stratagem that we just unlocked, being super strong, is because it teleports everybody.
Oh, there's Plague Host.
Oh yeah. Because Gates teleports everybody to a spot that is visible by anybody. It does also take their willpower down. Now, remember last time when we learned that when you kill the last bloom spawn target of a mission, the mission ends immediately.
Yep.
So, when I kill whatever bloom spawn is over there to the right, mission ends immediately. So all I need to do is get visual on it, and then at the start of my turn,
Ready for battle.
gates everybody down to it, and then basically just blitz the bloom spawn down with 1 turn of action from all 4 knights, which is, after the changes, 8 AP. So essentially, when I get my eyes on that thing, I need to think, can I kill something like 38 HP in 8 actions? Which is just over 4 damage in action.
My blade is yours.
With 4 strikes and boars doing +1, that's actually more likely than I think I initially thought.
Especially given the... Well, you don't really have the willpower to do this, but the upgraded Wave the Flag is even more efficient in terms of AP and willpower spent.
Right.
And with Gates of Infinity, especially with few Justicars, you could, if you had willpower to burn, just generate a shitload of free AP for the purposes of ending this.
Right. And while I was staring at the 38 HP bar on the plant, that's pretty much my thought process is, can I teleport in there and kill it? And if I had full AP, or willpower, the answer probably was yes. I probably still could have done it. Just because if I assume 4 damage in action across 4 knights, I get, 8 at 4 is 32? So I need to pick up 6 damage somewhere. That can be
a fantastic grenade.
Oh yeah, no, it's none better.
4 of them.
So I was at about 32. Boars is going to add 3, so he's at 35. So I really just needed to do 3 force strikes, and I could have had that plant with just a teleport in and melee blitz. However, the paw that's defending it is garbage. And let me grenade them very effectively. And XP is by kill rather than by mission. So why not
end the
shoot
mission
more
early
things?
if you don't have to. I'm a little bit surprised you didn't get another reinforcement portal.
Yes, Olesh, it would be strange if I didn't get another reinforcement portal, wouldn't it?
Well, I see Warp Rift on the
It's
map.
in the building to the north.
Okay, yeah,
it's hiding behind the
wall.
blue meat. Yeah.
I see it through the crap now.
Yeah. Another thing, if you can count tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you can basically figure out where the artillery plant's range is, and if it is viable, bring the enemy to you and not have to deal with those dumb things, because I hate the plant artillery.
I mean, it's more unavoidable damage. Plant artillery is annoying because it's unavoidable damage in an area.
Yeah.
There are lots of things where just you'll casually want to put your people next to each other because, hey, maybe you want to shoot the same person. Maybe there's, only really one really good piece of cover.
More of the Plague God's minions.
Oh, hell yeah, I love these guys. I do think it's really funny that every game that has Nurglings represents them as, like, a pack. Like a single unit of a bunch of them.
Right.
But... So in this case, we have the Christmas tree of Nurglings. It looks like you just hang a bunch of ornaments.
Okay, no, yeah. Just, I was going with like the cheerleader pile of Nurglings.
Maybe that too.
Which is essentially what they do here. They can raise the crappy poxwalkers, and they increase the health of any demonic unit on the map by 2. That stacks, by the way. If there are multiple piles of Nurglings, that adds up. Other than that, they don't really do a lot. Like, they melee for 2, and that's their only direct damage output.
I must rearm. I have sanctified my runs.
Now, with them rushing at this corner of the building, you might naturally assume they knew what they were doing. Like, there is some path out of this corner of the building that they were planning on getting to me from, right?
Given the isometric nature of the game, no.
At your service.
I can see that there is no path at that corner. There is line of sight.
Well, you are correct. There is no way to traverse this corner. So I'm double-checking right now and wondering why they ran towards it then.
Pathfinding algorithms are computationally somewhat expensive. Doing good pathfinding without it taking enough cycles is hard.
Well, my thought was that it was just a turn 1 thing. Like, they got out of the portal, and them being melees, their AI is just go towards the most visible or closest enemy.
Yeah, and if they only look at the closest 5 squares or whatever, they can end up in that situation. It's pretty common for pathfinding to have problems where in a large, I'm going to call it a container, like a U-shape, like an AI in the middle of it trying to get at somebody at the bottom, like beyond the bottom of the cup, will want to pass towards them, see there's a wall, realize, oh, I can't get there, I have to go around, but can't think far enough in the future to say, like, I have to keep getting out and go around. Once they get far enough away, they're like, oh, there's open space, I just need to go towards them, and end up in a pathing loop like that. That sort of thing is pretty common.
Okay.
There are all sorts of interesting solutions that people have tried to solve that problem without, having to calculate all possible paths very expensively.
I'm gonna bet that the AI is gonna figure this out and go through the door. Nope, wait, maybe.
This is a very dumb pathfinding up here.
Actually, the Nurglings knew what they were doing. They were making more Poxwalkers.
They started walking towards the door,
Yeah.
and then spent their action seeing a Poxwalker. They should have just gone and made the Poxwalker, and then maybe moved towards the door.
Yeah,
Order of operations is also more important.
I am here to serve. These ones will heal.
Or Bhask.
My wrath is
Still can't
restored,
teleport,
brother.
constantly getting injured. Hey, look, the bleed bolter. And it didn't matter.
Yeah, it procced.
Yeah.
It does theoretically mean that taking shitty shots from a distance is potentially more valuable, but you
Right.
generally don't want to do that.
No.
There's almost always a better use of it.
Mercy in death. Face
Although,
me.
like with the stun system, it's clearly what the game wants you to do sometimes. Is to take bad shots at cover, sitting behind cover, use Aegis Shield to
Armed and ready.
soak
Mitigate
long
shit
range
damage.
fire.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it. It's just not great.
I don't know if I would have said that's what the game wants you to do, but I appreciate that there is still value in doing
Firing on
it.
target.
Well, really, the game wants you
I
to
am the Emperor's fury.
accept damage,
Weapon
move forward, and
rearmed.
kill things.
Yes.
There are aspects of the design that incentivize being able to do things like
Unleash me.
sit back, soak up firepower, and the fact that stun damage is not reduced by cover does mean that you can get value off of away one hit point at a time at an enemy, because you will eventually stun it and then be able to execute it.
Yes, Commander.
It occurs to me now, again, late in post-commentary, that my calculations for could I have
I am with you.
Gates of Infinity blitz this bloom spawn also was not taking into account Quicksilver. So I would have had 10 actions to do 38, and that's well below 4 damage in action. I could have had it. But hey, I got 2 free pods worth of killing and XP for it. And also I got that Bloom Seed pod over there.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah. So that is typically how I like to deal with these missions, is that I like to keep Gate of Infinity until the last objective and then just blitz it. Which can mean that, especially in this case, if the last defensive pod guarding this thing had been more threatening than a bunch of melees and people I could grenade off cliffs, I could have done exactly what I did, which was spend a crap ton of resources on the first half of the mission, find my mission objective, and then just go, no thanks, I've had enough, teleport and kill.
The least threatening set of reinforcements.
Yeah. But they happen instantaneously rather than a portal and a delay?
That's true, but
But they're 1 HP.
they're 1 HP Poxwalkers. It's 1 AP to kill them. They are literally headshot zombies from War of the Chosen.
Right. I
Except
think the
you
worst
don't
thing about
refund the AP.
Yeah, and also you don't get willpower for grown Poxwalkers either. They are too shitty.
Command. Face me.
That was the last of the wretched filth. Well done, Commander.
We are the hammer.
Made sure to get the kill with Bhask because I wanted him to get the XP from the big plant.
Yeah, really need to get that XP.
Yeah. somewhere in there we accomplished the glorious deed, which was probably never in question, but I stopped paying attention to it.
So incredibly free.
Yeah.
Ooh. Silencer.
Yeah. Ooh, it is an armor-piercing silencer, which is nice. Typically the problem I have with individual weapons that are armor-piercing is that everything else the team is carrying isn't. So it's rare that one armor-piercing weapon can drill through and deal with it without having the other weapons in the squad hit the armor that you bypassed.
That is a hell of an interceptor sword. It doesn't seem all that great.
Oh, yeah?
But +1 use return on autos?
Oh, yeah, for ruthless precision.
Yeah. Seeker Skull. Grenade armor is generally not, like, the awfulest choice, but there's also the problem with requisition early on, is that on one hand, you want to spend requisition to give yourself an advantage.
Yep.
On the other hand, anything that you're getting at rank 1 is going to be replaced.
Right. The other thing is that I just kind of want to save up for better armory access.
Yeah, and if you're spending it on this, you are not spending it on armory access, which gets you the rank 2 and rank 3 thing.
Yeah. So it's a real question of value. Like, a rank 1 item has to be pretty good, otherwise, it's going to get replaced, and its value is slowing you down from getting something else better.
Bhask.
Hey, look, you can teleport now.
Christ. 56 days. Yeah, he took a lot of firepower.
Yeah, he almost died there. Well, not died. He almost took an injury. I really wish the skill that I have to take to get over to Skull Pockets was reversed with the other one, because the one I took is the Warp Charge, so that I can spend extra willpower to make the healing better.
I think it actually becomes more willpower efficient, but you usually don't have to spend that much on it.
Right. And this is just because I'm forgetful. We're going to quickly fill his general purpose pockets with a frag grenade and put his skull pockets, fill them with a Medicae skull.
Yeah, it makes sense. Do this now, because if you put it off, you'll forget later.
Yeah. And then Devorn, that's our new interceptor.
Devorn.
Or was it Crassus? Was it? No, did we have this? Shoot, I forgot. I was getting an interceptor, right? Yeah, no, it's Devorn.
You got an interceptor. You're looking at Crassus, maybe thinking he was Devorn.
Maybe I just forgot what I got.
You maybe forgot to check out Devorn. No, you're looking. You're looking.
Hold on.
It's
no, I'm counting apothecaries, maybe. No, maybe I just forgot. Fuck it. Oh, shit, I'll have to look at them when we get there. Like I said, it takes 1 requisition to get a soldier out of mission reward, so it's always worth just grabbing them, looking them over. Maybe they have great destiny, maybe they have a devoted practitioner, and they're absolutely worth keeping just on the merits of that. And if they aren't, or they're skilled like crap, or whatever, you send them back to Titan for a refund. Thanks to our prognosticars, though, we can get 2 missions in this bloom cycle, which is great. Also,
bad glorious deed.
Yeah, that is rough. That is for when you greatly out-strength the mission, or when the mission is trivial or non-dangerous to you. Not being able to use willpower shuts off everything you do, from force strikes to healing to wave the flag, crushing charge, etc. so forth.
All of your fun abilities, you don't get to use any of them.
Yeah, that's terrible. But that is it for this time. Next time, I'm going to remember to make a note and check out Devorn, and we'll see you in the next video.